I want to talk about positioning for a second, personal positioning, like brand positioning or anything else. And I was working on some positioning for some new services and stuff that we're going to be offering at BestBox, and it had me thinking about the skill of being able to compare and contrast things, to be able to invoke emotion in people, to elicit a response, a purchase, a sign up, a decision to buy something or not buy something, or do something or not do something. All those things. It's very powerful, almost psychology like, actually. In fact, it is very psychological. But that's a skill that a lot of people, unless you practice it in a job, you're not necessarily going to be good at it. You're not necessarily going to be able to find the words to be able to paint the pictures that you want to paint. And I've found a lot of my background has been translating business to technology, sort of back and forth, and a lot of that is explaining the benefits of something to benefits of technology things to non-technology buyers. The best example is the sell the hole, not the drill kind of thing, right? And it's a classic marketing example where if somebody wants to buy a drill bit, they don't want to buy a drill bit because they would like to have a drill bit in their toolkit. They buy the drill bit because they'd like to have a hole. They need a hole for some reason, right? So you sell the hole and the benefits of the hole, not necessarily the tool to do the job, right? And so that's positioning behind everything. And so it had me thinking, as I'm writing this and as I'm communicating this digitally, a lot of what we do as people is also positioning. And in an increasingly digital footprint world, we are positioning ourselves at all times. Obviously, if you have a blog or anything like that, you're consciously positioning yourself. But if you don't have a blog, but you just have a Facebook profile or an Instagram profile or anything like that, you're still positioning yourselves. And in a world where when you apply for a job, or you ask somebody out on a date, or you apply to rent a place, or anything where somebody's going to look you up and go, well, who's this person about? Do I trust this person? Can I trust this person? They're going to search you, and they're going to Google your name, or they're going to go on Facebook or TikTok or whatever it happens to be. And even if you don't post things, comments you leave could easily be looked up and traced back and figured out. Like, Google's whole purpose is to index the internet, and as things are getting on the internet, just because they happen in a mobile app does not mean that they do not end up on the internet somehow. And you might be surprised what is out there. And so, that was kind of the thinking that I was coming up as I was writing this positioning, is like, what kind of fingerprint or what kind of footprint are we leaving as people that people are going to figure out? And so if you go search yourself and go look at things from the outside in, what personal brand positioning are you setting, right? How are you comparing and contrasting yourself to others in all situations? Because you never know how this is going to come up. It could be something as serious as like a custody battle and it shows up in court. It could be something as silly as friends not wanting to hang out with you anymore because of some post that you made or something like that. And it could be anywhere in between. So just think about that. Just like companies spend a lot of time reinforcing their brand positioning and their brand promise and protecting it. As we grow more into the digital world, this will be your personal brand, and it will be the equivalent of things that you need to protect. So, something to think about.